Hi, 8th graders. This is a tour of my website. This is my desktop, and that's what you need to do. You need to be on a computer right now and opening up a browser. By the way, this is David. He's at the NFL Network. This is Brittany. She just graduated from law school. And this is Michael, who's in his second year of medical school at Quinnipiac in Connecticut. I'm going to open up my Chrome browser. And to get to my website, I told you in class, it's good to start by going to Lindero's website, which you should already have booked on your computer, bookmarked. And I'm waiting for it to load up. And the website looks a little different this year. 8th graders, you need to click down on students. There's a lot of hidden menus this year. And click on teacher web pages. Then you're going to see a list of all your teachers alphabetically by last name. I'm waiting for it to load. Hi 8th graders, this is Mrs. Sobieraj taking you on a tour of my website. This is my desktop, so I'm just going to let you know I have 3 children. David, who works at the NFL Network, Brittany, who just graduated law school and lives in Boston, and Michael, who's in his second year of medical school at Quinnipiac in Connecticut. Okay, I'm going to open up my browser. I'm going to open up Chrome. I'm going to go to Lindero's website, as I said in class. You should already have Lindero bookmarked. Again, it's very streamlined this year. If you're used to the Lindero website from last year, you have to click down on students to see the menu now, and go to teacher web pages, which should have all your teachers' web pages. They should be in order alphabetically. Here I am towards the end because of S for Sobieraj. If you click down on this arrow, you'll see a little biography about me or your other teachers. The little envelope, of course, is an email, and the open book pages are your teacher's websites. On mine, when you get to this, it'll say it's a link to my website, because as I told you in class, my website is at teacherweb.com. I'm going to go up to the address here, teacherweb.com, and I'm going to tell you, please bookmark it, so that you don't have to go through the Lindero website, because when the district website is down, which happens sometimes, teacherweb.com is usually not down. Okay, so here it is. There are 4 icons across and lots of rows down. Let's start with hello. And on hello, it's welcoming you to this year, and it's a little bit about me, how I graduated from UConn, go Huskies, and that I have a golden retriever, Penny, and about my children, and I'm going to go back. Here we are on the home page again. I'm going to go to about the course. On about the course, it's all 3 levels of math that I'm teaching this year. The first thing that happens is there's a click. If I want to open in a new tab, it will take you to, and it'll take a little while to load the California Common Core Standards. Going back to this, the next one is 6 High. You're not in 6 High, obviously, 8th graders. You're either in Math 8 or you're in Algebra 1. It tells you what book we're going to use. It has a link to my parent letter, but there's a link on my home page as well. And I said there's 2 ways to go back. One is to go use the back button, but the other is Teacher Web has the home on the menu. About your grade. Everyone in math this year is using a new grading category percentages. It's tests or assessments 40%, mastery of skills checks if you know what quick quizzes were, or sometimes we call them races, that's the 20%. It's foundational skills that you need to move on in math. Projects and performance tasks, there'll be 1 per unit or chapter, classroom activities and homework. And just let me say that in my class, the daily McGraw-Hill self-checks are part of your homework. So you must do them. They're not extra credit. I had them as extra credit last year. Now they are part of your homework grade, and test corrections if you get less than 90%. But by the way, underneath here it explains to you and your parents what all the grading categories mean. I'm going to go home. Parent letters. Okay, so parent letters, again, it's going to be all 3 levels of math, so just be careful. Algebra kids, your first. Math 8, your second. They are a little bit different letters because you're in different class levels. You click on it, and what's going to happen is it's going to download down here, and that is going to be a Word doc. So I'm going to go back home. By the way, on that parent letter, here it is again, you are only, for me, for class, you are only printing out page 6 of 6, not the whole thing, but if your parents would like you to print out the whole letter so that they can read it instead of on the computer on a hard copy, feel free to do that for them. But I only need page 6 of 6. If you bring in page 6 of 6 by this Friday, blank, your parents do not need to sign it for this Friday. I'm giving them another week to sign it. You will get 10 extra credit points in your homework grade. But it is due signed by you and your parent by next Friday. Next Friday, let me click on that date. Next Friday would be the 28th. Okay. Student information survey link. I haven't really shown you this in class yet, but I'm showing it to you on the video. Instead of doing a hard copy of an information card, I do a survey on SurveyMonkey. This one is not done by level of math. This one is done by your period. So this is period 2, and let's go down. This would be period 6. It's really important you click on your own period because SurveyMonkey will sort the answers by class for me. So I'm going to open that up in another link just to show you the survey. It's not very long. It's only 9 questions. That's it. You must answer a question or it won't submit it. Let's watch. I'll try to go done right now, and it says everything requires an answer, so you must answer everything. Your parents do need to be around because question 9 specifically is for them. It asks them what they'd like me to know about you as the year begins. The survey goes to nobody but me. Just let them know again. But if they'd rather put something in an envelope and seal it and have you bring it to class, that's fine. Just make sure that they then type this in, sealed envelope or something like that, or it won't submit. The only other place your parents are part of the survey is here on question 3. I ask you where you would like to sit in the classroom because I am going to be changing seats in a couple weeks. And I have your choice and also your parents' choice. Okay, so let me click out of all these windows that I have open right now. Okay, so this time I'm going to use the back button to get home. So now, link to your grade. You know, I probably don't need this because it's on Lindero's website, but I just put everything on here, and it just goes to Aries. And again, you should have your Aries login at this point in 8th grade. If you're brand new to the school and you don't have that, you should have gotten it on orientation. Go ahead and see Miss Todd in the counseling office. Test correction forms, again, this is if you got less than 90% on a test. I have it both in Excel and PDF format because some people don't have Excel. We'll talk about that when you have a test. Videos, you obviously got here because if you didn't, you wouldn't be watching this video. But there are a couple more videos on it, and those are to explain the McGraw-Hill student portal. I haven't asked you to do that yet. Okay, then there's 3 lines. 8th graders, you are the first 2 lines. If you are in algebra, you're in the first row. If you are in Math 8, you are in the second row. Obviously, they parallel each other. So I'm going to go newsflash on the algebra page right now. And this was part of your homework. It was to go down to the bottom and subscribe to my newsflash. It says to add your email address, but most students last year added their mobile device, their cell phone. So let me click on that. When you click on mobile device, which is your cell phone, it has a whole another thing to do because it asks for your phone number, it asks for your wireless, and it asks you to send a test email, which is really a text, and make sure it works, and then you click subscribe. I don't see your cell phones. And by the way, when you answer back from a newsflash, what happens if it's on your cell phone, that's when I will see your cell phone. I won't see you, I won't see your name. You'll just be answering and I'll just get a cell phone number. So please, if don't reply to the newsflash, write a separate email to me. Okay, going back. Class notes, both for Algebra and Math 8. This time I'm going to click on Math 8 since I clicked on Algebra before. You'll notice there's only 1 week right now. By the end of the semester, this has got a lot of different weeks, so make sure you click on that week that you're looking for. I always leave them on because just in case you were absent or want to go back to some notes for the semester. I'm going to click on class notes, and here it is, Math 8 for class notes, and this is what we did yesterday in class, since I'm re-recording this, by the way, because a couple of students told me that when it uploaded, it had like a 3 to 4 second lag, and it was confusing, so I'm just uploading the video again. So this would be today's lesson, which is Thursday. I'm handing out your books today. And again, let me explain this. In class happens first, and it's all the notes, so that if you are absent, or maybe your parents just want to see what we're doing that day, there it is. And then you have to go all the way down and see the word homework, and then I have a list of all the homework. And as you know from yesterday, there's a lot of homework on the first couple of days because it's mostly housekeeping. So for instance, it says to do a scavenger hunt for your textbook. It says to do that student information survey, and it gives you the date when it's due, and it's not due till midnight next Friday night. Okay, and so I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go home. So we covered newsflash and classroom notes and homework, and then we've got packet cover sheets. So I do weekly packets, sometimes bi-weekly or even tri-weekly, depending on if I believe we're in the middle of an important concept and I want you to have your homework instead of turning it in. There's nothing here right now because we won't be collecting homework until next Friday. But this would be the cover sheet, meaning the table of contents. It tells you how to put it together, and it needs to be in that order. We'll talk about it more next week. The last thing is a practice test and class handout page. I'm going to click on that for Math 8 to be fair, because I was just on Algebra. And yes, there is handouts. There are handouts on this right now. There is a scavenger hunt for either Algebra 1 book or for the Math 8 Course 3 book. I'll explain that in class. I'll actually be handing that out in class, by the way, so that you don't have to print it out at home. It's pretty lengthy. And for Math 8, I handed out the Tom and Barb and 6 Men and 2 Boys handouts, and they were double-sided actually on one page. Okay, I'm going to click back. Okay, so now I'm going to skip over, obviously, the row of 6 high, and I'm going to show you that this next Connect Ed is the McGraw-Hill student portal. Let's open that up. And the middle, right here, in the middle, there is a link. The top is a PDF of some of the icons, and the bottom is, there's kind of different icons for Algebra 1. So this one is the student portal, just in the middle, and you'll see we get to Connect Ed, and there's a separate video on that. So I'm going to go home. I always have a counter here, and this was a counter to the first day of school, and obviously 0 days because we're already there. But I want you to know that I'm going to be changing this. I'm going to look and see when the first 5-week progress report is, and it'll say 5-week progress reports up here, and it'll tell you how many days are left till the progress report. And so that's it. I hope it was helpful. You're going to have a 10-question quiz on this today, and I'm going to give you some of the answers, but I know you already watched this, and again, I apologize that it had a lag to it. obviously EasyVid did something while it was rendering. But I'm going to ask you how many children I have. I have 3. I'm going to ask you, do I have a pet, and what is the pet? I have a golden retriever named Penny. I'm going to ask you, if I just have homework, what would you do if you were absent? And you would go to the class notes and homework page, and it's not just the homework, it's also the class notes. I'm going to ask you how you would find out that a test was postponed overnight, and the answer is I will newsflash you. There's a question on, what if you lose your handout on the way home? And the answer is, of course, that there is a practice test and handout page. I'm going to ask you if I collect homework daily, and the answer is no, I collect it weekly. Um, there might be some other questions, or I might change a couple of questions, but that should be helpful. Okay, I'll see you in class. Bye.